that have been killed in the line of duty.
Great. We'll look forward to that. All right, 10:49 the time. Quick break. And then quickly, my husband, Weld County Sheriff John Cooke, on the show, I want you to address some issues surrounding House District 48 and really the disappointment I think we both have, and many people have, not just you and me, with really the lack of honesty that has been involved in this campaign. And you're going to get a brief statement on that. Of course, that talking about the primary between Jeffrey Hare and Steve Humphrey. That coming up in just a moment.
This hour of the Amy Oliver Show is sponsored by Lolly's. You'll find fun, fresh fashions, bright and bold, even for those under a year old. Visit Lolly's in the Westlake Shopping Center in Greeley.
10:54 the time in the Mountain Time Zone. You are tuned into News Talk 1310 KFK's Amy Oliver Show on this Monday, June 11th. Terrible day for folks in Larimer County having to endure that wildfire. And, of course, our thoughts and prayers go out to everybody who has had to evacuate from the High Park fire and those on the front lines. We appreciate everything they are doing. We've talked about that at length today. Last couple of minutes during the show, talking with my husband, Sheriff Cooke. One of the things that we've seen, and I've touched on it a little bit, we only have a couple of minutes, Jeffrey Hare and Steve Humphrey. First of all, why did you endorse Jeffrey Hare in House District 48?
Well, Jeffrey called me and asked me to come meet with them and ask for my endorsement. I said, well, before I do, Jeffrey, I want to meet you, talk to you, and I met him before, but I mean, actually sit down with him and talk with him and hear about his ideas and see what he had to say. Steve Humphreys never contacted me at all. So I went and met with Jeffrey, and we sat down and talked about a large number of issues. He talked about his property rights, because I'm a huge believer in property rights, and I really don't like what I'm seeing, and that people are trying to take away property rights of landowners and water owners and that type of thing. So I wanted to talk to him about that. But obviously, I'm a firm believer in the Second Amendment, and I think my record shows that. I was one of the few sheriffs that did not put names into the database, and I believe in concealed carry permits or just in concealed carries. I believe that people have a right to self-defense and protect themselves, and so I wanted to see where he stood on that. And so,
do you believe he hates guns?
Not at all. Not at all. Jeffrey Hare is a firm believer in the Second Amendment as well. He doesn't hate guns. He owns a lot of guns. As a matter of fact, he owns quite a few guns, and I dare say more than I own. And so,
wait a second. Now you're giving up that we might not be as well
no, I own guns, but he owns quite a few, and he has a firm stance on the Second Amendment and concealed carry, and so I have no issues with him on that.
What about pro-life? You're a huge pro-life supporter.
I am very pro-life.
Do you think he's Ted Harvey threw out a letter saying that Senator Ted Harvey saying that Jeff Hare is not pro-life?
Well, let me tell you this.
Or indicated that he was not pro-life enough.
That is just downright a lie. If Dennis Hoshiko can come out and support Jeffrey Hare,
who, by the way, is about the kindest, gentlest man of faith that I have ever met.
And he not only preaches pro-life, he goes out and works it and gets people to sign petitions and believes in it 100%. And if he can support Jeffrey Hare on his pro-life stance, I can too. And like I said, I'm a firm believer in pro-life. And Jeffrey Hare also on civil unions, totally against them. And to see these lies that come out accusing him of it really is disappointing and sad.
And the other thing I'd say, the guy's a certified CPA. We need a little fiscal sanity down there, too.
Yeah, we do. A little. We need a lot of it.
All right. Have a great day. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Kia North is.
This hour of the Amy Oliver Show is sponsored by Lolly's. You'll find fun, fresh fashions, bright and bold, even for those under a year old. Visit Lolly's in the Westlake Shopping Center in Greeley.